Every strategist eventually learns that perception isn't just a byproduct of action, it is the terrain. Control the perception, and you shape the battlefield before a move is ever made. But the same tools used to influence others can just as easily distort your own judgment. Misdirection, when poorly understood, becomes a liability. There are 4 primary forms of it, each with its own purpose and mechanism. And if you're not accounting for them, you're playing inside someone else's game. The first is physical misdirection, the management of attention in real time. It's what's happening when your adversary draws the media's focus to a single event while laying groundwork elsewhere. It's the spectacle that buys cover. The utility here is time and space. By capturing the public eye or your opponents, you create freedom of movement in the shadow. If you're watching the hand, you're not watching the strategy. The lesson: never fixate on what's loudest, track what's quietest. Next is psychological misdirection. This is belief engineering. It doesn't ask you to agree, it simply leads you to conclude, plant a premise, reinforce it subtly, and soon even your enemies are operating inside your narrative frame. This isn't persuasion, it's architecture. Its purpose is to anchor assumptions so deeply that alternative interpretations are no longer considered, let alone challenged. For a strategist, this is the double-edged blade, useful for controlling others, dangerous if left unexamined in your own thinking. Rigorous self-review is your only protection. Then comes narrative misdirection, the long arc. This is where the perception of meaning is shaped over time. Sequence a campaign, manage the messaging, omit selectively, and you don't have to falsify the facts, you simply tell a version of the story that locks in your position. The goal isn't truth, it's cohesion. A narrative that explains everything becomes harder to replace than any individual fact. If your strategy is being read through someone else's lens, your moves will always be interpreted, not seen. So either build the frame or prepare to be framed. Finally, there's temporal misdirection, the manipulation of sequence and delay. A truth revealed too soon is ignored. Too late and it's irrelevant. A slow leak can diffuse outrage. A reverse timeline can shift blame or reframe causality. This isn't about speed, it's about timing. Control the clock and you don't just influence events, you rewrite what caused them. A good strategist knows it's not just what happens, it's when you make it matter. These 4 types of misdirection, attention control, belief shaping, narrative framing, and temporal sequencing, are the architecture of perception. Together, they form the invisible scaffolding around every campaign, negotiation, and conflict. To master strategy, you don't just use them, you detect them, disarm them, and when necessary, dismantle them. Because if you can't see past the illusion, you're not playing strategy, you're playing along.